Before answering the questions for chapter 2, I first want to acknowledge what I learned in chapter 2. I learned about how ethics can affect a business. According to Oxford Dictionary, ethics is defined as, quote, a moral principle that governs a person's behavior or the conducting of an activity, end quote. Ethics affects a business because it makes sure that the business is doing the right thing, not only for the company, but also for the customers. Bad ethics can result in people not trusting your company and the company becoming very notorious. An example of a company that had bad ethics is obviously Wells Fargo and the scandal that they had. Wells Fargo made that their employees open up accounts for their customers illegally to make sure that the employees reach a sales quota, and that's highly illegal, and it led to this very big scandal, and it made Wells Fargo very notorious. Bad ethics can also affect stakeholders. What a stakeholder is essentially someone who is interested in the company and someone who's invested in the company, usually financially. If the company is known to have bad ethics, it can draw stakeholders away, and that could lead to the company making less money. Another thing I learned in chapter 2 is the word SMART. S stands for specific, M is for measurable, A is for attainable, R is for realistic, and T is for time bound. SMART makes sure that the company is focused on the goal and helps the company have an ethical goal. Another way to have an ethical goal for a company could be their mission statement. What essentially a mission statement is, according to Oxford, is defined as a formal summary of the aims and values of a company, organization, or an individual. An example of a mission statement is Hershey's mission statement, where it says, caring for our people and communities, taking care of the planet, helping children succeed in making the best quality, affordable snacks for people everywhere to enjoy, have driven us for more than 125 years and will continue to do so. Their mission statement is very specific, it's measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. In order to have a successful business, you have to hold your employees accountable, and you have to give them instructions that are vivid to what the goal is in the future. This will help a company remain ethical. For question 1, the important stakeholders for a company are the investors, employees, customers, and the suppliers. In order to be successful, all of these people have to be happy. And question 2, if I was the worker, I would use my moral rights and let the supervisor know that if he bypasses those procedures, it could lead to bad things in the future, and people will then question the company's ethics. For question 3, ethics is important because it's essentially how other people and companies look at you. And in order to be successful, you want everyone to see you as a good person or a good company, which will then lead to more customers coming in the future. For question 4, I read Johnson & Johnson's Credo, and it was actually very put together very well. And I see, from reading it, I saw the company's ethics and the goal for the company. And if I, as a customer, it makes me believe that Johnson & Johnson has my best interest instead of their own. In regards to question 5, if the loan officers were held accountable in that situation, it wouldn't have resulted in the financial crisis. Now for chapter 3, what I've learned, this is what I've learned in chapter 3. In order to understand global environment, you must understand that things globally are much different from how they are domestically, which meaning in the United States. Also, companies must understand the organizational environment as well. The people surrounding the organizational environment are the customers, distributors, unions, competitors, suppliers, and the government. When dealing with financial situations globally, we have to understand how to minimize the transaction cost. The three ways of doing this is keiretsu, franchising, and outsourcing. Keiretsu is a business linked through cross shareholding. Franchise is a strategy to cover maximum market sharing, and outsourcing is hiring a party outside of the business to perform services. As regard to question 2, yes, I believe that Ford has made connections and relationships due to its popular name and known performance, not only in the United States domestically, but also globally as well. For question 3, business have changed dramatically since the 1970s. Business today are looked a lot more closely, and everything that a business does moving forward is very important. I think technology holds a huge part in that, and social media and how fast news spreads. So if a company does something good, it's spread very quickly throughout, and vice versa. If they do something bad, everyone's gonna know about it. And lastly, for question 4, I looked at Ford's website and I saw that they made how they made organizational environment important to their website. I looked at it and it basically ensured the customer that Ford can be driven anywhere, and they want everyone to buy their cars, not just people domestically in the United States, but also globally.